Joining us on the phone now, Mark Aesch. He's the former CEO of the Rochester Regional Transportation Authority. Knows a thing or two about rail systems. Mark, what do you make of DeFazio's statement that Amtrak is basically being gutted financially?
Hey, Stuart, good to talk. Obviously, a sad day for those of us who work in the industry. You know, I think the frustration you have is not the call for more spending. It's the call for prioritized spending. And let me just give you an example. Every single day, Amtrak runs their trains across a 100-year-old bridge in New Jersey, a bridge that's 100 years old. In the train business, that's not called an antique. It's called a death trap. It's dangerous. And I think that the struggle becomes when we've seen from the president and from others the call for spending money on high-speed rail when every day we are sending tens of millions of Americans across bridges that are rated as deficient and sending trains across 100-year-old bridges. We don't need more spending. We need smarter spending. We've got to move away from the sexy and do what's safe.
Have we starved organizations like Amtrak for money and capital during the Obama administration? And if we have done that, whose fault is it? Is it Republicans holding up capital spending projects?
Well, I think that the fault is that it's the fault of our so-called elected leaders, which really have become elected followers, right? You know, you're seeing people like the CEO of Amtrak, who as recently as last year was in front of Congress, in front of the administration, talking about what he needed to be able to deliver his product safely. He has increased ridership, reduced debt, reduced reliance on taxpayer safety, all the things we would want to see from a public agency. And what do? Not give him the appropriate levels of funding so that he's not running trains across a 100-year-old bridge. That's not Amtrak's fault. That's our elected leaders' fault for not making that safe.
Now, the implication of Mr. DeFazio's statement is that this accident may have been the result of a starvation, of Amtrak being starved for capital spending. We don't know that at this time. What's your comment?
So I think that the question for the congressman is, did you vote for a budget which was going to spend billions with a B on building a new high-speed rail system when you didn't ensure that the current rail system was safe for people to be able to get to and from work? That's the question. It's not more spending, it's prioritized spending.
I will guarantee that the word infrastructure spending is going to be used many times today by both sides of the political aisle. Mark Aesch.